One morning, this poor dog woke up inside a plastic bag, abandoned like a piece of trash in a desolate area. He struggled to break free, but it was in vain as his legs were tightly bound. When we arrived, the scene before us was horrifying. The little one was on the brink of death, his body covered in flies, ticks, fleas, and other merciless insects that had begun to consume him, leaving deep wounds. We rushed him to the veterinary clinic filled with anxiety, fearing that we might not save him in time. His eyes looked at me with pain and exhaustion, as if to say, "I'm so tired, please let me go," but neither I nor the medical team wanted to give up, because we couldn't bear to let him go without trying our best. Please subscribe to the channel, it would help us a lot, and you'll get to watch great videos every day. You are the best, thank you so much. We were determined to fight for him, not giving up for even a moment. When we carefully opened his mouth, we discovered thousands of worms eating away at the flesh inside. The scene was truly terrifying, with a stench that filled the air. The tissues we used could no longer mask the pain. He couldn't eat, possibly due to the severe injuries in his mouth, so we had to provide nutrients through an IV. Every drop of antibiotics, anti-inflammatory medication, amino acids, VO vitamins, and nutrient-rich fluids slowly entered his weakened body. His hemoglobin level was only 6, very low, and his platelets were at 57, also very low. Despite the care he received, Soberanito remained so weak that he couldn't stand or move on his own. His eyes reflected exhaustion, but within them was a faint glimmer of hope, as if waiting for a miracle, even knowing that the road ahead would be long and challenging. Breathing itself became a painful challenge for him. We decided to name him Soberanito, meaning the little sovereign, with the hope that one day he would be able to run, jump, and play freely. The first step in his recovery was to help him close his mouth. The vet carefully used chlorhexidine and gauze to do this. Each touch brought him immense pain, but it was a necessary step to improve his condition. He had to be anesthetized for a thorough cleaning of his mouth. Not only his mouth, but also his ears and skin were ravaged by worms and required urgent treatment. Every time we saw him moaning in pain, our hearts ached, but his eyes still held a glimmer of hope, as if believing that one day this pain would pass and he would find joy in life again. We tried to comfort him, hoping that this care would bring him some solace amidst the suffering he had to endure. These areas were incredibly sensitive, and each cleaning brought him indescribable pain. But nevertheless, we had to persist with the treatment twice a day. It was heartbreaking to watch him endure such pain, but we knew it was necessary for his recovery. Deep down, we just hoped that he could feel that all these efforts were to help him overcome the pain and regain his health. As the day ended, Soberanito fell into a deep sleep, exhausted after the stressful treatments, but at least he slept in peace, knowing that now, instead of being abandoned and facing a cruel fate as before, he had people who cared for him, ready to fight for him until the end. Tears rolled down our cheeks as we watched him sleep, our hearts heavy yet full of love, hoping that tomorrow would bring him a little more strength to continue this battle. One morning, we were startled awake by the excited shout of a calling, "He's awake." Soberanito is standing up. The entire team burst into joy. It was truly a hopeful day for Soberanito. Finally, he had managed to sit up, a clear sign that the treatments were starting to take effect. The healing process for Soberanito's mouth went smoothly. We had removed most of the severe wounds. Before and after treatment images showed that the necrotic, decayed areas had almost disappeared. However, he still had some affected areas in his mouth that needed further treatment in the future. We proceeded with each step cautiously, as he was still weak and couldn't endure too much trauma at once. In that moment, seeing Soberanito take his first steps, our hearts were overwhelmed with both joy and worry. Each step forward was a light in the darkness, igniting the flame of hope for a brighter future. We were incredibly happy to see that the little one was no longer in pain and could eat on his own. Each small step of progress brought immense joy. The little one ate eagerly, showing that he felt much better. Then one day he suddenly appeared and started running around the backyard of the veterinary clinic, as if eager to explore the world with his newfound freedom. This little angel had taken us on an emotional journey filled with tears, indescribable joys, and moments of weakness, only for us to finally be overwhelmed with happiness at his incredible recovery. Today for Soberanito is a completely new day, and he has shown us that no matter what happens, he remains steadfast in his will to live. The little one truly wants to enjoy life, to experience simple things like drinking water with eagerness and vitality. In those moments, our hearts were filled with love and hope, knowing that his battle wasn't over, but now he didn't have to fight alone. We tried many times to help him drink water normally, but it seemed that the water wasn't going down properly and kept spilling out. So today, we continue to administer fluids to keep him hydrated, while also assisting by giving him water through a syringe. Today, Soberanito had a blood test, and the results were very promising. His hemoglobin level reached 10, the infection was under control, and his platelets returned to normal. The most encouraging news was that he hadn't had a seizure in a whole week. We also want to announce that his epilepsy medication will be temporarily discontinued to check if the seizures were caused by the infection. Each small step forward brings us great hope as we watch him gradually overcome these challenges. Every day we feel life returning to him, and our hearts are filled with love and hope that good things will come to this brave little boy. Soberanito is not only recovering but also fighting stronger than ever. He is becoming stronger and more full of life. The swelling in his leg has completely disappeared. This has truly been a week of hope for Soberanito. We continue to care for him every day, every hour. A surgeon has confirmed that when he is healthier, Soberanito will undergo skin grafts in his mouth, and he is the perfect candidate for lip reconstruction, which brings us immense joy. Although he is still weak and may need a few more weeks to fully recover, Soberanito is on a promising path. He is not just recovering but making significant progress, so we no longer worry about whether he can wake up every day. Seeing him take his first steps on this path, our hearts are filled with love and hope, knowing that a brighter future awaits him. We believe that with love and perseverance, Soberanito has gained weight, and we are happy to see that his body no longer shows signs of severe malnutrition. He has undergone tests, and we are delighted to announce that the infection has significantly decreased. Although the levels are still high, they have halved compared to before. There are still some pockets of infection, but the 2 antibiotics he is being given have been effective, and the infection levels have visibly dropped. The headscarf he is wearing is a gift from one of our previous rescuers, and it has now become a symbol of hope and love. Although he still doesn't feel well with fevers and slight lethargy, he hasn't lost his appetite. This makes us both emotional and admiring of his strong will. Soberanito, even in his arduous recovery journey, remains a symbol of resilience and a strong desire to live. Watching him fight every day to regain his health, we cannot help but feel a deep sense of tenderness and love. Each day brings new challenges, but thanks to the dedicated care of his caregivers and the generosity of donors, he is gradually approaching full recovery. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. See you in the next stories, where we will continue to witness the miracles of love and patience. We hope you enjoyed the video. We will stop here for now. Thank you.